Shalom. I want to say Kahala Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. A salutation to the elect pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. I wanted to do a video. I'm going to call this video Spiritual Warfare. Reason being is just something that there was a video that I was watching, and I'm gonna show the clip in this video prior to me going to the scriptures, so you'll know what I'm talking about when I post that video, when I post this up. But basically, in this truth, people don't realize, from the outside looking in, that this truth is about, or not about, but this truth is, those of us that are sincere in this truth, Salake, those of us that are sincere in this truth, we war with spirits, man. A lot of like, and you might think, oh well, you guys always say you're warring with the flesh, you're warring with the flesh. Yeah, you know what? You do war with the flesh, but really, when you get deep about it, yeah, the flesh is just a house. It really is just a carnal house that houses spirits. A spirit, multiple spirits sometimes, or whatever the case may be. So really, the warfare within you is really spiritual than physical. We have our physical warfares that we have. Those of us that are sincere in this truth, we deal with the elements. You might have been out there speaking the truth, and you have 2/3 who might want to roll up on you, and it might have been an altercation. You have to protect yourself, whatever it may be. Those are physical warfares that we deal with. But when you get deep about it, it really begins with the spirit. It's all spiritual warfare first, and then therefore the spiritual warfare is then manifested in the physical world. So I got a couple scriptures, like 3 scriptures that I want to go into just to back up my point. So this is Ephesians. My first scripture is Ephesians. I'm going to jump down to this is Ephesians 12, 6 and 12. Everybody knows this verse, but I'm going to read it anyways. It says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world." Which the rulers of the darkness against this world are you Edomites, man? Are you banking families? Okay, you guys are the upper echelons, so to speak, of the nation of Esau. Okay, the nation of Edom. You got 2-time losers down here, but on a higher level, you got the banking families, Rothschilds, Bilderbergs, Rockefellers, who are really controlling the scene, or behind the scene controlling what's happening in the world. Alright, and these are the guys that we battle against, man. Really, like when the apostles make videos and they post them, the message is really, and sometimes they'll say it too. Sometimes they'll call the elite by name and by family, man, and they'll call them out. That's that boldness through Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. But when they make those videos, it's really direct. I mean, everybody gets it, everybody sees it, but these elites, they feel it the worst, man. They really feel it the worst because they are in cohesence with spiritual demon Satan. Okay, and Satan's just messing with them anyways. These Edomites, Satan's actually got these Edomites fooled and thinking that they're the ones, that's why they call themselves the Illuminati, which means, the word just means illuminate, to illuminate, the light. Okay, and basically the illuminated ones, so the ones that have the light. Well, the light is the truth, and we have here at Great Millstone, we have the truth, beginning with our apostles and elders on down. Okay, so it says the principalities against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And that's it, man. Because, you know, listen, if you think these Edomites are not praying for your downfall each and every night, then you're a fool. You know, and you deserve to have demons on you, because your enemy, which is being these Edomites, even if you're not in this truth, Esau's always still out to get you, man, spiritually and physically. And then when you come into the truth, it's even heavier, but it's heavier more so spiritually than physically, man. All right. Excuse me. But yeah, the warfare is more spiritual. So this is I'm gonna hold that one to the end. This is Second Corinthians chapter 10, and I'm gonna start at the 3rd verse here. It says, "For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh." So that's it. That's exactly what I just said previously. That, yeah, we walk in this flesh. We walk in these bodies, but the war really isn't with the flesh. Alright? Again, your bodies are just houses, man. Okay, that's why the scriptures refer to your bodies as a temple. And temple is just a, you know, in general terms, a temple can be also a house. Somewhere where you can that can be sought for as shelter. Okay, so it says, so that's your body, man. Your body's just a temple. Okay, it's just a body, or it's just a house that houses spirits, or a spirit. So it says, "For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare," so when we're going to war, "are not carnal." So that's why just the other week, me and another brother were out, you know, doing the work, and you know, we had a bunch of demons come up to us, you know, twice. You know, and when I say twice, I mean 2 weeks in a row. You know, where they basically try to aggravate us to carnally deal with them. All right, they really try to aggravate us so that we would, you know, go about doing carnal things like fist fighting them or whatever it may be. But you know, me and the brother, we were talking to among each other, and we were saying, man, this is, you know, we're not stupid. Okay, being this truth, when you start to learn this truth and start to soak up this word, you understand our warfare is not in the flesh. It's not, because in these bodies that we have right now, we can't do shit against Esau or against anybody that come up against us, including 2/3 of Israel. Okay, these bodies, there's a reason why the Most High refer to these bodies as chains of darkness, man. These are chains. These bodies hold us down. They weigh us down. That's why there is, you know, the whole chapter in Romans about when Paul speaks about, you know, warring with the flesh. Okay, the flesh really is, because these bodies that we have right now are not even the bodies that we're supposed to have. The bodies that we're going to have in the kingdom are going to be 100 times better than these bodies. Okay? So it says, "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, to the pulling down of strongholds." So, what does this mean? Basically, all these, the many strongholds that, you know, Jake primarily is only who I'm talking about, because all the other nations are, you know, these other nations are just extra in this movie. So they're just extras in this movie, okay? But this is really about Esau and Jacob. So, but for Jake, man, we've had over the years, past several hundreds of years, we've had so many strongholds on us, okay? Wasn't until Abba Bivens, okay, from him and also King Marsha, okay, from them to elder apostle Tahar on down to the other apostles and elders and us brothers in this truth. This truth that we've learned from our elders has been pulling down the strongholds, not just on us, because when you come to this truth, all those strongholds that were that were in the world, that were on you when you were in the world, have come off when you come to this truth. That's why the truth said, that's why the scriptures say that the truth should set you free. Okay, because it really does set you free of every bond, both especially spiritually, the spiritual bonds, and emotional bonds, so many different things, so many different strongholds that we've had on us before we came to this truth, are broken off because we're in this truth. And that's why this is such a powerful thing and such a threatening thing to these Edomites, man. That's why when you're out there pushing this truth, all of a sudden you be talking, and then some woman, some nigger woman will just come up and start yelling at you, and getting emotional, and sometimes they even get physical, push you and shit. Try to attack you and stuff. That's a spiritual attack, man. It's happening physically, but that whole scenario began spiritually, man. It's the spirits, man. The spirits, basically, her spirit saw your spirit and didn't like it, especially because most likely her spirit was a demon. And when you're in the spirit, man, and you're sincere, you're doing this work, you have a righteous look on you. Okay, you have a bright look on you. These demons see that, and they wanna shut that down, man. That's why this is a spiritual warfare, man. You really, when you're in this truth and you understand things, after a couple years, and mind you, I'm still a babe. I'm only 3 years in this, so Barakatah Yahweh Shimei Al-Shai for helping me to understand what I'm breaking down right now. But basically, when you everything that happens to you, whether it be good or bad, you start to understand it's all spiritual. It is all through the spirit. Everything is everything begins with the energy of the spirit. Everything. Okay. So one day your woman could be the best woman. One day your woman could be your Eve, before she went off, and then the next day your woman could be Daniel's wife, like Daniel's wife, telling you to curse the Lord and die already and stuff like that, man. You know what I'm saying? That's a spiritual thing. That's just her having all those demons on her, multiple spirits on her from sleeping with all those previous men before you. Everything's spiritual, man. The spiritual world, I stay saying this, and I sound like a broken record, but the spiritual world is more real than the physical world. And people don't understand that. People can't understand why they just don't like somebody when they look at them. It's a spiritual thing. It's the spirits that don't connect. That's why Jake and Esau, to this day, so-called Negroes and Latinos and North American Indians don't get along with so-called white people. Till this day, a majority of them still don't get along. You do have, some that do get along with our enemies, but that's just because they're idiots, None of us, they're just dumb. They're reprobates. And the scriptures say, though hand go join in hand, the wicked should not go unpunished. So really, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. But that's it, man. That's why this truth is really threatening to these elites, because all the things that it comes with. Okay, knowing the truth really opens your eyes to so much, and when your eyes are open, you're no longer able to be controlled by this devil, man. These demons. All right. So I'm gonna get to my last scripture here. This is Romans 13, and I'm gonna start at about 12 here. Romans 13 and 12, and it says, "The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. Now what this means is when it says the night is far spent, the day is at hand. Well, the night represents the darkness, which represents darkness, which we were before, our apostles, the and the elders, and Abba Bivens, and King Marshall, before them, the great men, we were all in darkness, man. We were all in darkness of who we were. We didn't know who we were, our heritage. We didn't know the Lord's name. We didn't know anything. We might have had little inclinations here and there, because I know before I was in the truth, I always wanted a beard. I always wanted a full beard. I never wanted to shave it. And, lo and behold, when I came into truth and figured out that was an actual commandment from the Lord, that's just the spirit. That's just spiritual. Because, the spirit of the prophet, it says that in the scriptures that the spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets. So no matter what, if you were a prophet back then, you're going to be a prophet in today's time. So, you're going to have, your times where you're like, you'll do things. You'll be doing things righteously. You'll be keeping some commandments without even knowing that you are. Without even knowing that those are commandments of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Or you'll earnestly want to keep these commandments that are, commandments of the Lord. So it says, the night is far spent. So now we're no longer in that night. It's far spent. We're now coming into the day is at hand. Where now everybody, not just us, even, but it began at the house of Israel, or the house of David, which is the elect. Okay, we came into the day, and then now everybody across the world is coming into the light. Which, when I say light, I mean the knowledge and the truth about this devil, man. Who the so-called white people, their character and their nature, what it's like. That's only because of the truth that's been pushed, beginning with the apostles and elders on down, man. That's only because of this truth. No, now you have rappers using reference from the Bible, and they'll use reference and they'll use them and they'll say them in the same context that we say them in. They won't say it like it's read in the NIV version. They'll read it in the King James version. They'll say, like Kendrick Lamar, he said, "Don't call me black no more. I'm an Israelite." You think he just woke up with that knowledge that he was an Israelite? No, he's been watching the apostles up and the elders' videos, man. All these athletes, entertainers, okay, rich, even poor. Everybody is hearing about this truth, man. Everybody is. So we're all coming into the day, because the day is at hand. Because with that knowledge, with that day, with that light, comes also the destruction of Esau's kingdom. Because the scriptures say, Jacob is the beginning that followeth, and roughly paraphrasing, and Esau is the end thereof. So right when we're coming up into the light, Esau simultaneously is, getting his kingdom is getting destroyed. He's getting debunked to a lower level, to his natural state, which is below shit. All right. So I'm gonna read this again. It says, "The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness," because before we came into this truth, we were wicked, man. We did more wicked than any righteousness. Okay, we didn't know, right? So now that we're in this truth, it's time to stop doing the wickedness and keep the commandments to the best of our abilities. The ones that you can keep them, man. All right. And if you're having problems doing that, then you gotta pray. You gotta ask the Most High for more faith, because it really starts from faith. The more faith you have, the stronger you will be at, or the more consistent you will be at keeping the commandments. All right. It says, "Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light," which is the scriptures, man. This truth. All right, because that's why when we're out there on the highways and byways, no one can really touch you, man, because the angels are surrounding you. All right. It says, "Let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting, and drunkenness. Okay, and this is not talking about alcohol, but it's talking about basically like, all these people who are living in the world right now. This is all they're doing is rioting and drinking and partying, and really they're just living. They're just living in the moment, because the scriptures talk about woe to. Actually, you know what? Let me just get that. Let me get this scripture at least, instead of paraphrasing every scripture that comes to my mind. There we go. Revelation 12:12, and it says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them." It's talking about this kingdom. "Woe, death, and destruction to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea." So this place. "For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." And this is happening right now. This prophecy is being fulfilled right now. You got multiple people rejoicing, okay, like they're in heaven. These rich people and 2/3 of Israel that's, famous and rich, they living like they're in their own heavens. You watch the music videos, you see how their life is. They living like they're in the kingdom. Little do they know they're in their slavery. Okay, they're still in slavery. Yahushua is only one that can take us to the new kingdom. So that lifestyle that you're living, like as if you were in the kingdom, really ain't shit, because you're not in the kingdom. That's all gonna be taken away from you. All right, you 2/3 are done for, man. You guys really need death, man. "For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." So going back here, Romans 13:13 says, "Let us walk honestly as in the day, not rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envy. But put ye on Yahushua Mashiach, and make not provisions for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof." There you go. That's the key right there, man. Not to fulfill the lust thereof. It is a dangerous thing to fall into the lust of the flesh, man. It is a dangerous thing. And when I say fall, I mean when you might have stopped doing something that you used to do that was wicked, and then all of a sudden that demon is around it again after a year or so, and it's on you. And you at that point you gotta identify that, and you gotta get rid of that, man. You gotta cancel that. You gotta stop that. You gotta pray in the name of Yahweh